Hey guys, it's Darthmagus Plays here, and today we're going to be ranking every single Super Mario Brothers power-up. There's a lot. We're going to be ranking them from S tier, which is the top, down to F tier, which is the bottom. I'm bound not to know every single one of these, so I also put an I don't know tier in. So yeah, let's get started. I'm just going to kind of pick at random through the list. This one. This is the metal cap from Super Mario Brothers 64. It's used to it's one of the three power-ups in that game, and it's used to kind of like it gives Mario more abilities. Like for example, it gives him like the properties of metal. He sinks, he's heavier, he gets less of a jump, and it's used for certain stars. Like I forgot which place it was in, but I know you basically there's like a blowing out thing, and you use metal Mario to jump in. Other than that, like the other caps in that game, it's pretty circumstantial. Like his main thing is he's against the wind, but like in most levels you can't really use that. But I think when it's meant to be used, it works best. So I think I'm gonna put it into C tier. Next up, just to keep on the metal theme, is Spring Mario. Spring Mario is from the Mario Galaxy games, and it basically throws Mario into a spring, and the one power it gives is he can kind of move in like a spring motion. He just bounces, and if you hold the buttons, you can go higher. This is the capital of a circumstantial power up. It can't even be used in most levels. Like if it could be, there'd be no reason to use it. So I think I'm gonna have to put it into, and it's like the best side. It's not really that fun to use. It's mostly just it's annoying to use, honestly. So I think I'm just gonna put it into F tier. It doesn't work very well, and it's not fun to use. That's the worst things it could be. Next up, I'm gonna pick also from the Galaxy games, Rock Mario. I believe he's from Super Mario Galaxy 2, but I'm not 100% sure. He may have been in Galaxy 1 too. Basically, Rock Mario is Mario. He turns into a big rock and he can roll into objects to break them. That's a pretty cool concept, but like Spring Mario, it's pretty circumstantial. But unlike Spring Mario, it's both fun to use, can actually damage enemies, and yeah, it's much more useful in the levels it's in. So I think I'm gonna have to put it into C tier. Because basically it's like C tier is kind of like both those. D tier is just not very useful. F tier is when it's both not useful or not fun. Next I'm gonna pick I'm gonna pick I think it's called the Wacky Mushroom from Super Mario Maker. Basically, it's kind of just a joke power up that in Mario Maker, which basically makes Mario tall and skinny, the opposite of his proportions. And I think it gives him a weird, almost like flutter jump almost. I'm pretty sure that's what it does. I mean, it's not the most useful power up, honestly. I don't know if his jump's that good. I think it's more just as a joke. As a power up, I don't really think it's the best. Also, it's never appeared in a real Mario game. So I think we'll have to put it down in, I'm just gonna put it in D tier. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Chili Pepper Fruit from Super Mario Galaxy 2. In these games, there are a few fruits which the Yoshis use to kind of give them a power up. One of those one of those fruits is the chili fruit. What it does is it makes Yoshi red, and he goes very fast. This is honestly my favorite of the. This is my favorite of the This is my favorite of the Yoshi things, just because of how fun it is to use. So I think it's super fun, and also it's useful. The levels it is, it's definitely fun. And I think it's definitely just fun and useful. So I think we're putting it to B tier. B tier. Next up, I'm going to pick. I'm 99% sure this is this is supposed to represent a timed fire flower from Super Mario Galaxy. I feel like the fire flower is one of those power-ups that's just very, very useful in almost every overall every circumstance. And I feel like it's a definite S tier. But this, because it's a limited time, and I think it's like how many, like a minute. I don't think it deserves to be that high. I think I would put it down into C tier. I'll put it in B tier. Like I already mentioned, I think the fire flower, just because of how it's useful in basically every situation, and it can defeat bosses. It can do a lot. So I think it definitely deserves an S tier. Also, it's from every 2D Mario game, and even some of the 3D Mario games. Next up, I'm going to get the P-Wing from Super Mario Bros. 3. I'm pretty sure that's what this is supposed to represent. And I believe this was from 3D Land. The P-Wing was used to... Yeah, the P-Wing was used... Basically, like if you struggled... yeah, the P-Wing is a great power-up, which basically lets you infinitely fly through any level you choose it in. I know there was a level in Mario Bros. 3 where it was like super duper duper useful. And I also know that it was pretty useful in 3D Land. Like overall, the only problem about it is that you can only use it in one level, but they do that because it's way too OP. So I think I'm going to put it into A tier. Next up, I'm going to get the this one. I don't really know what this is. Part of me thinks it's a used star. Doesn't make a lot of sense. So this is gonna be our first one in the I don't know tier. Fun. Next up, I'm going to choose the blue Koopa shell from New Super Mario Brothers. Basically, you use this shell to kind of like act. Basically, you're like what happens when you kick a Koopa shell. You kind of go around, except you can control it, and it's. I personally haven't done it, but it looks super fun. But it's not the most useful. But I heard it's like one of the funnest power-ups to use. And it's decently useful, but not like extremely. You know, you can use it to get secrets and stuff. And some coins. I think I'm gonna have to put it into B tier for how apparently like it's like the funnest thing to use. Okay. Next up, I'm going to go over to, speaking of New Super Mario Bros., I'm going to go over to New Super Mario Bros. 2 and pull out the gold flower. The main gimmick in that game is you want to collect 1,000,000 coins. I believe it's 1,000,000, at least 1,000,000. And one of the ways they do it is they let you use occasionally a gold flower. It's basically a fire flower, but you can't use it forever. I believe it's either timed or like you lose it after level ends. And it you shoot an enemy or some blocks and it makes them all into coins. That's what it really does. So I think it's I think I'm gonna put it into like high B tier because it's the fire flower, but it makes everything coins, but it's still kind of limited, like time wise. Next up, I'm going to pick. So speaking of the new Super Mario Bros. 2 game, I'm pretty sure this originates from there. The gold block. Another way to get you more coins. Basically, you get it. It's a block that goes in your head, and you kind of run around, and if you don't get hit, you'll get 100 coins. So you get a life. It's not fun, or like, it's not really that fun to use because it's the block on your head. But I guess it is somewhat decently useful, so I think I'm just gonna put it into D tier. Next up is from New Super Mario Bros. No, from Super Mario Brothers 3D Land is the Goomba Mask. The Goomba Mask is used basically to like have enemies not attack you. It's like the monster masks in Breath of the Wild. It basically stops any enemy from attacking you by just making you look like them. It's pretty. It's both fun and useful. It's kind of fun because you it's kind of fun to play with them. Just play with the different mobs and stuff. And it is pretty useful because it can just stop you from being attacked whatsoever. So I think I'm gonna put this thing in A tier. I think it's the most useful of any of the like helmet masks. I think. Next up, I'm going to pick up the, where is it? The one-up mushroom. The one-up mushroom is used to give you an extra life. It's not the funnest thing to use, but it is extremely useful. So I think it's going to put it in C tier. It's pretty good. The reason it's there is because this power, I'm 99% sure this is a 3. I'm 99% sure this heart means 3 extra lives. 99% sure. I'm probably wrong. But I'm just gonna say it is. Roast me in the comments if you want, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna put it into A tier. Next up is this one. The reason I think that one is 3, because this one, I think the same kind of style, except this one has an up. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put it here, because it's the same exact thing as this one, but it's a heart. I like this one more. Next up is, I'm just gonna pick the Piranha Plant from Super Mario 3D World. Basically, you pick it up and it eats enemies, including other piranha plants. It's pretty cool. I think it's pretty fun to use. And it is pretty useful because it kind of protects you from any enemies, which is always nice. So I think I'm gonna have to put it. I think I'm gonna put it in A tier. Next up is I'm gonna choose the Master Sword from Super Mario Maker 2. This thing I think is great. It gives a whole new moveset to Mario, and it can be used for so infinitely more possibilities. So I think, and I think it's pretty fun to use. It completely changes Mario's moveset. And I think because of that, I am going to have to put into an S tier. Next up, I'm going to choose the Wing Cap from Super Mario Bros. 64. I've never played the from DS, so I don't know if it's much different. But all I know is in 64, I can barely use it. I barely got the 2 stars, or the few stars that needed it. Very hard. And I feel like there are much better flying power-ups in Mario. So I think I'll put this thing down in D tier. Because I don't enjoy using it, and I don't think it works the best. There are definitely better versions of it. Yep, so speaking of flying power-ups, here's the like red star, I don't even know what it's officially called, from Super Mario Galaxy. That, in my opinion, is much easier to use. And I think it's pretty fun. Like, it's really cool when you get to fly around the Comet Observatory. But yeah, but the one thing the wing cap has over it is this thing isn't really used for anything. This thing's used for like 1 star, and that's it. I'm gonna put this thing in C tier. It's pretty fun, but it's not really that useful. Next up, I'm going to pull out another flying power if I can find it. Where is it? Good enough. The stone tanuki. It's basically the tanuki soup, but you can turn into a rock. I don't know who's ever used that function for anything. I know this one specifically from 3D Land. I don't know who has ever used that. I personally just don't care. I guess technically it's better than the tanuki because it can do more. So I guess let's go put it. I think the tanuki is an. Uh, I would say the tanuki is an A tier. So I guess this thing should be S tier because it does more. And it's just as fun. It just has another feature. Next up is the. Next is the cape leaf thing from Super Mario World. Personally, I think the Tanuki suit's a much better power up than this. I find this hard to use, so I think I'm gonna put this in. But it's still pretty what's the word? Iconic and use. It's pretty useful. I think the Tanuki suit's easier and more useful, so I'm gonna put this in B tier. Here it is. Here's the Tanuki leaf. I already told you I'm putting this thing. This thing's a definite A tier for me. Next is, I'm just gonna do this one. I don't know what this is. No idea whatsoever. I'll put it right here. I have less than an idea what this thing is to that. Next up, I'm going to pick the um the mini mushroom. The mini mushroom is originated in the Super Mario New Soup games, and it's used to basically get into smaller crevices. But there's a few downsides to it. One, you get much weirder jump, and you also die in one hit. So I feel like overall it's pretty useful for its intended purpose, but you can also use it just kind of like a hard mode to those games. For that, I think also if for any bosses like any boom booms, you have to ground pound to get them, or for any enemy, you have to ground pound. So I feel like they can be fun to use, but I think I'm just gonna put them here. Next up is actually if you know, I have no idea what that is. I have sorry, I'm just I see this. I'm just that's not the super bell. It's like a super weird. What is that? What is that? I know it's from 3D World. I'll get back to it. There's a heart. I'm pretty sure it's the heart from Odyssey. It basically restores a extra life on your life meter. Other than that, yeah, I guess put in the D tier. This one, which is it gives you it brings you up to the 6, is useful, but not fun, but it's more useful, so I think I'm gonna put it to C. Next up is the P-Wing. I'm just going to assume that this is the one from the original game. Overall, it's not very good. It's not the funnest to use. Its concept is pretty cool, but I don't think it's that fun to use. I think it's gonna be our second F tier. I don't think it's that good. Next up is I'm pretty sure. Let me Google something very, very quickly. One second. I just need to make sure I'm correct on this. Nope. Okay, well I have no idea what this is. I know this is, I'm pretty sure this is the star power-up. See, I'm going to a dilemma here. At either the star power-up, I'm pretty sure that is the star power-up. And this is either the star power-up, and these are both just like a star and a not used star. I think that's how it is, actually. Okay, let me pull these out. So this is the star power-up. It gives you limited invincibility for like 20 seconds. So overall, it's not the most useful. I think for that, I'm just gonna have to put it into C tier. Then there's a star, which is the main collectible in every 3D game except for Sunshine, but it's the same concept. You basically get these to progress. I'm putting it into S tier, and then these. It's basically when you retry the same level, and this is what you get instead of a star. Put it in F tier or F tier, because it has no use, and you're not playing it to get that. Next up, this, I'm 99% sure, is the Invincibility Star from Super Mario Galaxy. This is what it looks like. It's the same exact thing as the other one. I'm just gonna put it here. Except it looks cooler, so it goes in. No, it's the same. Next up is, I don't really count that as a power up, but the block. It's the block, and it gives you all the stuff. F tier. Next up is, oh geez, you have so many left. It's already been 21 minutes. Next, I'm just gonna start doing a bit more rap. First, I'm just gonna get. Okay, first up, next up is this. I forgot what it's called. It's one of the Yoshi power-ups. It makes Yoshi like a blimp almost. Like he starts floating, and you have to control him to get to certain places. Not as fun as a chili. I don't. It's kind of hard to use. Don't put it in D tier, but it's pretty useful. Next is this one. This one, I don't like its gimmick. Basically, it basically just makes Yoshi glow. I mean, it basically doesn't change Yoshi's mechanic, it just makes him glow and reveals land. So it's pretty useful, but it's not fun to use whatsoever, so I'm gonna put it here with the other one. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and just get out of the way all of the, we're gonna just go from front to back. Next to this moon, I don't know what it is, I'm gonna put it over there. This is this clock. This clock, it basically increases your timer, which is pretty useful. Like, I'm gonna put up in C tier because that's pretty useful for any of those games that have a clock in them. Like, I know 3D World, 3D Land, and any of the 2Ds. Next is the bee mushroom from Galaxy games. It's basically used to make you a bee. You can levitate a bit, and overall, I think it's pretty fun to use. And it's cool. The mechanic is pretty cool. I'm putting B tier. Next up's a giant mushroom. Um, let me just look at something really quickly. Yeah, the big mushroom basically just makes Mario big. Makes him giant Mario. And he breaks through everything, but he can't get any power-ups, and he can't really attack long distance. Like, it's kind of, and you can only use it for one level. It's pretty fun, but I don't really think it's. I'm putting B tier because it's super fun to use, but it's not the most powerful. Next is this one. This is the what is it? This can refill your life bars in Galaxy. So it's the exact same, and I believe it gives you 3 extra. So it's the same as this one. Next is the Boo Mushroom from Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2. It basically just makes you a Boo. You can travel through like chain fences and stuff. You do have a weakness to light though. Gotta avoid that. That'll turn you back to Mario. And Boos kind of chase you because I think they're in love with you. I don't know. You're a sexy Boo. But yeah. Um, I think it belongs. I think it's pretty fun to use. I think almost all the Galaxy ones are like B, A. I think it's what we actually just push up to A. Pretty fun. I think it's the funnest out of almost basically any of the ones. Next is the boomerang mushroom, boomerang flower. Basically, it's just a boomerang power. It turns Mario into a boomerang throwing maniac. His boomerang comes back to him. It can also collect coins and stuff. And so I think it's pretty fun to use. I think it's going to be another B tier. I have no idea what that is. Put it over there. Look at this. I have no idea what this is. No idea what that is. What even is that? Put it over there. Put that over there. Pretty sure know what that is. Don't know what you are. Don't. No. Not quite. Mario's heads. Flower. Hammer. You. That. I think I know everything else here. Except for that. Yeah. So a lot, I just have no idea what they are. This one, I'm just gonna... Actually, I think I know what that one is. Next up is the bullet bill power up. Basically, it's a bullet bill on your face. It like makes you sore. I don't know exactly. I know what it does in Mario Maker 2. It basically just lets you fly, and it explodes if you hit something. But if you don't, it kind of has like it kind of like automatically explodes after a little while. It's pretty fun, but the timer is a bit of a downside. So I think I'm gonna put it into D tier. I think that's the best place to put it. Um. Next up. Okay, I think no, this is apparently the Lucky Bell. It's the same as Cat Mario, except you turn into an invincible gold statue. It's basically the equivalent of the Tanuki. And I think the Cat Bell is an A, so I guess this would be an S. So get the Cat Bell, they're an A. It's just a fun thing to use. It's an interesting concept, and cats. Cats are nice. Next up is I'm going to make this is technology games in the way. Galaxy. This is the ice flower from Galaxy. It's like a timer, so I think it belongs right with it. It's basically this one, but it turns all the enemies into ice, which I think is pretty cool. The ice flower itself, I definitely think is an A S tier. Just think it's the fire flower, but it turns everything to ice. um, I'm gonna go ahead and try to tackle these three hats. First up is the Mario hat. These things are used by Yoshi. Turn these characters. Mario's just the average dude. He has an average jump, an average pace, an average. He doesn't slip a lot. He's pretty good. He's Mario, but he's kind of boring. And also, you can only the reason he's like one of the most useful is you can't fight Bowser without with no Mario. You need Mario. You need to be able to use Mario. So I think up to put him into C tier just because. Overall, I think he's pretty boring. If all the characters could have fought Bowser, I would have put him in D tier, but they can't. Next up is the Super Ball. The Super Ball is from Super Mario Land 2, I believe. And it's basically shoots out a ball and it kind of just bonks off every surface it lands on. I know more from Mario Maker 2. Overall, it's not the most useful. It can be very useful for Mario levels, but I don't think it's the most useful in the game itself, because it's kind of hard to use. So I think we'll put it to F tier. Next up is also from Mario Maker 2, the hammer power up. Basically, it turns Mario into Builder Mario. And Builder Mario is kind of cool. You basically just use him to, he can place down, blocks that can, like, float in lava and stuff. Then he has a hammer he can just smash you with. And he's just Mario. So I think he deserves a B tier. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Wario hat. It's Mario, but I believe he has less of a jump, he's slower, but he can, like, smash certain objects. So uh, I think he's a C tier. And Luigi just can't smash anything, jumps higher. I think he has, like, a slide to him. I think most wants a C tier. I don't, actually, I don't know what this is. Put that over there. Don't know why that's still here. Ooh, wait. That's a big mushroom. Okay. It's the same thing as this one, basically. That's basically it. Next up is, this hammer power up. Basically, you can just smash things with hammers. Smash, 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 smash. I think it's a F tier, honestly. Next up is the, shell from I forgot what the enemy's called. Basically, you wear it on the head and it protects you from things like thwomps or things on top of your head. That's pretty cool. It's not the most useful of the shells. I think belongs in D personally. Next, speaking of shells, is the dry bone shell. It's a lot more uses, especially in Mario Maker. You can ride on lava, which is already really cool, but you can also kind of like fake your death, kind of like die and then come back, which is a really, really cool feature. That's used to pretty good avail. So I think it belongs, and I think it's an S tier. It's super fun to use, and I think it's pretty darn useful. Oh my goodness, we're almost done. Oh jeez, it's had half an hour. Next up is the super the acorn. The acorn basically lets you become Squirrel Mario. You can glide. I think it's pretty fun. I think it's an A tier. But what is an S tier? Never mind. It's out there. Here, S tier. It's a P-wing, but the acorn. P-wings are definite S tiers in my book. Next is the basically invincibility Tanuki Leaf, also an S tier. It's a Tanuki Leaf, but it makes you invincible. Then is I forgot this isn't the last shell. There's this one. This one is literally this one, but it has spikes on it, so it's better. So I think I'm putting the C tier. Next up is the cannon box from 3D Land and Super Mario 3D World. And Mario Maker 2. Basically, it goes in your head and you shoot cannonballs with it. I think it's pretty fun. It's not the best though. I think you can see it's pretty useful. I guess it's fun. Then is wait a sec. Then there's this one. This is the drill from I don't know if it was in Galaxy 1, but I know it was in Galaxy 2. Basically, you go through the entirety of the planet and pop out of the other end. Which could be like I know there's a boss where you basically do that into their butt. So I think that belongs into B tier. It's a pretty interesting concept. Pretty fun to use. Let me scan, and this is a cloud flower. This is the last galaxy item. It's from Galaxy 2. Basically, you have you jump up, and you basically have 3 chances to make a cloud. 3 different, you have 3 different clouds to use, which basically you spawn a new platform. And also gives you the ability to walk on clouds, because if you're regular Mario, you just kind of fall through. But I'm pretty sure B Mario can also walk on clouds. I think this thing's a definite S tier. It's just so fun to use. I think next up, that's all the galaxy. Let's pick up this. This is do it by game. Next up, so all the let's finish off 3D World next. So there's these basically the double cherry, I believe it's called. It duplicates Mario. I think that's super cool. It literally duplicates him. There's 2 Marios. You control both of them. I think it's A tier. It's fun. I'm really excited to be able to do that. From what I've seen, it's really, really cool. Next up with 3D World is the light box. You basically use it to scare away boos. Like you shine boos with it, and then like either like I think they temporarily die or they permanently die. And that's one of the few items that can do that, but it's not really fun to use. It's kind of like gimmicky. I think it's a D tier. Next up is okay, well, I forgot we're doing 3D World. The roller skates. I don't think they have a purpose other than just to kind of have fun. Basically, you skate on ice. You can do little twirls. You can go super fast. But I don't know if they have any purpose outside of that. I think they're C tier. They're super fun, but like I don't know how useful they really are. Next up is the propeller box. I'm pretty sure this is in. Pretty sure this is the last of the 3D world. I know it's in 3D land. I'm pretty sure it's in 3D world. Basically, it basically gives you like a boost. Basically, you can do your jump and then you can propeller up. Then you kind of like glide down. Then you can do like a slam, which I think is pretty cool. It's pretty fun to use. I'm taking this from 3D land experience. I'm putting B tier. It's the last of 3D, or actually no, it's a POW block. Basically, I don't know if it's like this in 3D World, but I know it's like this in Mario Maker 2. Basically, you get 3 chances to use the POW, which wipes out any enemy on the field. Which I think is pretty fun. It's interesting. It's fun. It's eh. Next up, it's just to get the exclusive Mario Maker ones out of the way. There's the mystery one, which basically, if you have an amiibo and scan it in, you can make Mario look like that in the original Mario Maker. The worst thing about it is like I am so upset it was not in the 3DS version of the game. That really upset me. I really wanted to use that feature, and they had no reason not to bring it back in Mario Maker 2. But I think if I could use it, I think it'd be super fun. I lost it. I think it deserves to be a B tier. I'm gonna put it A tier because of all the yeah, B tier. That's better. Next is the last one. It's the Super Mario Bros. 2 mushroom. It basically turns Mario into his Super Mario Bros. 2 equivalent. And it's super fun. There's so much you can do with it. I think it's an S tier. There's so many possibilities you have with this. Next up, let's get this from earliest to least. Now we're gonna do them all in chronological order. First up is the Super Mushroom. From every 2D Mario game plus a few 3Ds. Basically, it turns Mario into Super Mario. It gives Mario that initial boost up into it gives him an extra hit point. It isn't as you'd much rather have something like a Fire Flower or a Wing Cap than this, but I feel like I think it's just kind of in the middle. It's like the most iconic power up. Next up, I think these are already in chronological order, so that's pretty cool. Eh, eh, eh. So next up is the frog suit. The frog suit basically lets you it makes you so you swim super fast. It's the best way to swim by far, but it's the worst on land. It's not very good. For that, I think I'll put in D tier. It can be both super useful and super unuseful. Next up is the boot. The boot you basically steal from a Goomba, and it lets you like go on spikes and stuff. So it's pretty useful, but other than those few circumstances, it's just Mario in a boot. I think this would be tier. It's Mario in a boot, and on Mario Maker 2 they have the high heel version of it, which is fun. Next up is the propeller mushroom. I'm pretty sure this is I'm pretty sure it originated in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I don't think it was in the original. And basically, it's basically the propeller block, except it's a mushroom. So I think it belongs to B tier 2. and it looks cooler. Next up is the penguin suit. I'm pretty sure it also originated in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It's basically the frog suit, but you can slide on ice, and I believe you can throw ice balls. For that, I think it's an S tier. I'm pretty sure it lets you swim faster. You can slide on actually, yeah, I'm just gonna put an A tier, just to be safe. The final power up after 40 minutes. Oh, it's the most cursed power up. It is the peach crown. It turns Toadette into peach. That's it. F tier for all the memes. I lost it. What happened to it? Oh no. I screwed up. What happened to it? Where is it? Yeah. That's gone. Okay, F tier. Okay, so usually at the end of my tier list, I do a recap. I'm not going to. It took me 40 minutes to make. Well, I hope you guys enjoy my video. In the comments down below, I have a link to my new Discord server. So if you guys like to join that, please do. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and overall, just comment any way I can make this better. That's all I want to do. I want to improve my channel. Thank you, and have a good day.